Hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It's Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another wrestling match review. We are continuing our look at WrestleMania matches for the month of March as we are approaching WrestleMania season, and we're almost done. We only have a couple more matches left to go. We're going to do this one, and then this review was supposed to come out yesterday, but obviously we're a day late. So we have this match and then the last match tomorrow, and then we will be done for the time being for WrestleMania reviews for the month of March. So without further ado, let's get right into this one. Now, in modern day, present day 2026, AJ Lee is back. And she is the Women's Intercontinental Champion. She's going to be facing Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 42. And I got to be honest, I don't think I've commented on AJ Lee's return because I'm not really covering modern pay-per-views anymore. AJ Lee being back in WWE, I gotta be honest, it's about as surprising. Honestly, it's about as surprising as CM Punk being back. Two people, and not just because they're obviously married, but two people you didn't think would be coming back to WWE anytime soon. But they are back, and they're both going to be in matches at this year's WrestleMania. One's going to be in the main event. One's going to be in the main event for the second year in a row, which is crazy. But um, but yeah, so it is pretty crazy to think about. But what was AJ Lee's final WrestleMania match before she left the company the first time around? Well, it was this match. So how did it pan out? Let's find out. I'm of course talking about AJ Lee teaming up with Paige to go against the Bella Twins at WrestleMania 30. Now, as always, I'm not professional wrestling reviewer or analyst or anything like that. Just a man who has a good time, and I, for the most part, had an okay time watching this match. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now, if you've seen these reviews of mine before, you kind of already know how this works, or at least you have an idea of how this works. However, if you haven't, first of all, welcome. But if you haven't, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and disliked about the match. As for how we got here, in a way, hey, how we got here immediately. Let's see. Yeah, because admittedly, my memory's a little fuzzy. It's just a paragraph, so I'll read the whole thing. On the March 2nd episode of Raw, Paige defeated Divas champion Nikki Bella by disqualification in a title match after Brie Bella attacked Paige. Therefore, Nikki retained the title. Brie and Nikki then continued to attack Paige in the ring until AJ Lee returned from injury and saved Paige. On the March 5th episode of SmackDown, AJ defeated Brie after Paige kept Nikki from interfering in the match. On March 9th, AJ and Paige were scheduled to face the Bellas at WrestleMania. That's about it. But really, it feels like a culmination of everything because there's quite a bit of history. Brie and Nikki, they had one of the feuds of all time last year, stemming from SummerSlam of last year. Things got a little awkward. Meanwhile, AJ had feuded with the Bella Twins in the past, especially around the time of Total Divas, and there was that infamous promo where AJ just ran down the whole cast of Total Divas. I have never actually seen an episode of Total Divas. I will be completely honest. I didn't watch it when it came on. I hadn't watched the reruns. I am out of the loop. Well, not fully out of the loop. I know of some stuff. There's like the memes of John Cena, that being the official John Cena heel turn. And there was that time in 2017 where Xavier Woods roasted Jimmy Uso for Total Divas being the only time he was relevant. And then Daniel Bryan was there. That was something. We got Eva Marie out of it. But anyway, so yeah, other than that, I'm totally out of the loop when it comes to Total Divas, or its subsequent spin-off, Total Bellas, and that really felt like a kind of a weird time, you know. But AJ ran them down. This is back when AJ was a heel, and this was a while ago. In fact, it was one of the things that led up to a match we've actually covered here on the channel, that being Total Divas versus Total Bella, or Team Divas versus Team True Divas at Survivor Series 2013. I actually reviewed that last year, so if you haven't already, go check out that review. But AJ's feuded with the Bella Twins before. Uh, Meanwhile, AJ and Paige have a lot of history. They've been rivals. Paige literally beat AJ Lee in her debut match on the main roster to capture the Divas Championship. So quite a bit of history going on here. Getting into this match here, starting with what I liked about the match. What did I like about the match? Nothing. Nothing felt too off. Um, nothing was horribly botched from what I can tell. Uh, oh, okay, let's move on to the dislikes. What I disliked is, and I guess this is kind of is kind of something that brings down the whole match. Is the match is way too short. It feels like they had to rush through this match, which is really disappointing because Paige and AJ Lee can definitely go in the ring. The Bellas, they were never really ring generals. That was kind of the stigma, but I think with the right opponents, they could put on a decent match. I wish they got a little more time to shine, a little more when it came to this match. AJ is out for like a good 75% of the match. Like she's knocked to the outside at the beginning, and so the story is that Paige is trying to it is like trying to fend off the 2-1 disadvantage, which I guess that's something that I like the constant story throughout of the 2-on-1 disadvantage. But then AJ comes in and totally just wrecks shop in a lot of ways, eventually making Nikki, I believe, Nikki Bella. uh, let's see, I believe it was Nikki Bella the who tapped to the Black Widow. Yes. So Nikki Bella tapped to the Black Widow. So I guess that aspect was pretty cool. Otherwise, not a lot of meat on the bones when it comes to this match, which is pretty disappointing. Like I'm not saying they should have got like a 20-minute match, but if this match got a little bit more time, I think it would have been. It's not. I wouldn't necessarily call it bad per se, just kind of forgettable and kind of flat in a lot of ways. The dynamic of AJ and Paige teaming up, which they cannot shut up about on commentary, or he is is that's something to be commended. But yeah, I wish this match got a little bit more. Now, this wasn't. Now, I mentioned this was AJ Lee's final WrestleMania match in the company before she left. This was not her last match entirely. Her last match would be the next night on Raw. She pretty much got the Edge treatment, where I'm sure in the retelling they're going to act like this was her last match and not talk about the match after it. Except in Edge's case, I think his last match was like a dark match before SmackDown, if I'm not mistaken, and then that's where he got injured, and see, the rest is history when it comes to that. But for AJ's final WrestleMania match to kind of go out in not a full whimper, but a bit of a whimper, I think was pretty disappointing. And yeah, I wish this match got a little bit more to go with, because I think they definitely, if they had more time to really operate, I think they really, uh, I think they really could have made something special. But sadly, that is not what we got when it came to this match. Like I said, it's not bad, it's not horrible, but it's just kind of meh to me. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on those post notifications so you know every single time I upload a video, so you never miss an upload. And let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on this match, my review of the match. You like the match, you like my review of the match. Let me know. Am I being too harsh on it? Am I not being harsh enough? I feel like sometimes with matches like these, I feel like I can be a bit harsh, or when I don't have as much input, it feels kind of empty. But it feels like there's not a lot going on here, which again is very disappointing. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.